That's very funny. Well, you're staring right into my eyes, and I kind of enjoy that, but
You mu-
you know, it's
as
kind of hard to keep
as
you angry.
like you've done it to me a couple times now. Well, either right before we start recording or right as we finish recording, you say something so so out of line, but it has the recording in, so I can't like react properly to it.
It's almost like I have comedic timing.
Sometimes.
Mhm.
God damn. Twice now, I think. And now I'm just like, you fucker.
You know what they'll say? Like, and I think you know this at the bottom of your heart too, but I'm quite superior to you.
Wow. I've
Got a
just been
response to that, Chief?
I've just been subject to just some rough stuff to begin today. Wow. Yeah, welcome to the glass table, everybody.
Oh, it's the last one in Vegas. I thought I'd just get everything in now. Because,
It's
when
true.
you come back, you're actually a lot closer to me, which means you could hunt me down and potentially bash the shit out of me.
It's a lot quicker.
Mm. Yeah, an 8 hour drive compared to I don't know, 42-day swim is definitely,
A
I'll take my
14-hour flight
chances.
compared to an 8-hour drive is not nice.
Mm. No, and then you don't have to check in with the drive. So anyway, can't wait to have you back.
Glass smash.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game.
The impossible angle, and he puts it through importantly.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler, 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 Butler. Get around him. Get around him. Edge of the seat.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode. I've got this. Last week was it 46?
I was gonna say, I think it's 46.
46. We're closing on 50.
We're Dara Joyce number of episodes in.
That's really just.
Yeah, pulled that one out of my ass, didn't I?
That's just. Wow.
Yep.
That means the quality has definitely dropped.
We're closing into those to the reserves numbers. You know, the numbers for the bees where, they start like having to pull out the tape on the sides and 19 becomes 119 and we're starting to reach that number.
No, that now see, okay, that's just a slight dig. You can't bring up 119 like that.
Oh, I actually didn't mean to.
Yeah, all right, 1-1. 1-1, motherfucker. 1-1.
Got
Anyway, so how are you?
it.
You going well? Hope you're tracking nicely.
Yes, we're going well. I'm exhausted. I'm very burnt, as you can probably see on the thing. The lighting that I'm using right now doesn't help me, but I look quite red.
I think it does.
Maybe. But, I'm exhausted. And it's been a big few days, but admittedly, I've tried to watch as much footy as I can. And I'm not going very good at it. I'll be completely outright. Last year I was going to probably 4 games a week and watching 6 or 7, and now I am maybe watching 2 if I am lucky.
And that's due to the fact that you pay to do it.
It's due to the fact that I work between the 2 games, so like
Yeah.
it's the only reason I get the chance.
Well, in a couple of weeks' time, you'll be able to, I don't know, swing back to normal, I guess. Although I don't
That's what
know,
I'm saying.
you can't really just slot back into it.
No, I think I need to like when I spend like the week that I get back, basically researching the entire year so far
I mean,
to figure out what's going on.
last year was pretty exciting, but this year the Saints are terrible. So do you, do you really just slot back in, or
Nope, I think I'm good to skip this. I might miss this season out. Might just skip them.
you're a bit like the Saints yourself, actually. Like last year, you're attending every single game just about, and this year, hardly into it. Like
The attendance has dropped. The commitment to the sport
Yeah,
has dropped.
not getting
The
as much
commitment to
to
the sport
York
has
Park.
dropped. The skill and the talent has dropped.
Plenty of injuries.
Yep, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen you
I'm
run
not
in a
sick
while,
this week.
so
I'm not sick this week, so
that's
there's
true.
at least that. There's at least that I'm healthy or recovered from.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Like a St Kilda premiership, that's rare.
We need to start calling truces now because this episode is just going to be that the entire time. So
Oh, we could make it feisty. Are you
no,
up for it?
no, let's just do the episode.
We'll see. Anyway, we'll just get straight into it. um, I'll read out the ladder because I'll give you an update because I think you need it just as much as everyone else. I'm going to
I
speed
know.
run this, and I'm not going to read the Indigenous names because effectively, I don't want to stuff them up or disrespect them. So I'm just going to read out the team names. So I'll speed around this and see how well I go. Start from
Please.
top to bottom. And I'm not going to do like the traditional ladder where if you're on equal points, you're equal the same position. You know,
We're
like
just saying it.
we're
Yeah.
just reading it because we have to. Okay. Sydney, Geelong, Essendon, Melbourne, GWS, Port Adelaide, Carlton, Collingwood, Fremantle, Gold Coast, Western Bulldogs, Adelaide, Brisbane, St Kilda, Hawthorn, West Coast, Richmond, North Melbourne.
Now, can you say the first four names again? The top four. So
Sydney, Geelong, Essendon, Melbourne.
now I'm going to harken back to a clip that we've had. At some point, it was running around these episodes, and it was one of these things just doesn't belong here.
I'm talking to you, Geelong.
No,
Yeah, nah, Essendon. What are you doing?
that's crazy. Are Essendon, they good? Isn't it good?
I can't tell.
I hate that
But
maybe they are.
how many times? Yeah, me too. Like I don't like it. I pretty kind of like when
Mm.
the sort of the kid in the schoolyard you just pick on.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, they've won games. Like they drew with Collingwood on Anzac Day. Like they beat GWS are in pretty good form.
Mhm.
The outlier of their season is just that gather round loss by 70 points to Port,
Crazy.
which is
Like,
baffling.
yeah.
I don't understand. Don't know.
I find it so fun. You know what? Like, this is how like cynical I am of Essendon and how much I think that their success like won't happen. This is how like locked into that I am. All I can think about right now is the fact that Essendon are top four, and that means that they will lose two finals and still be 20 years without a finals win.
Do you know what? See, this is the poetry of it, right?
Mhm.
This could go two ways. They could, and normally they have always a good start to the season, but then there's that bye and then they just drop off.
Draw. Yeah.
And I'm
Always.
still expecting that to happen.
Mhm.
But what would be more poetry is the fact that they do finish top four, that they are good enough. They celebrate their 20-year anniversary of winning their last final by going out in straight sets.
Either
Like,
way,
isn't it just beautiful?
either way, whether they bottle it and don't make the finals at all, or if they finish top four and then lose both, I will be one happy man, and it'll be very funny for everybody involved because who doesn't like to see that?
But like, yeah, look. But on the other half of me, it's like, well, to celebrate your anniversary of not winning a final for 20 years, to end the streak
On that 20 years, yeah.
on that 20 years is pretty. Well, if we want to talk about winning 20 years, Essendon win a final after 20 years, Port win the flag after 20 years. It's just maybe the season writes itself.
I mean, I don't think Saints making a prelim anytime soon.
We're not celebrating that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I didn't know. I didn't know it was wasn't a whole thing you're looking for. My apologies.
Yeah, Brisbane played Geelong in a prelim at the G.
Yeah.
20 years later, we do the same thing.
Exactly.
But no,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
yeah, that's the one thing to take away from this ladder. That and the fact that there's been two draws, and we've been talking about draws.
We literally just said about how it changes percentages and stuff, and now four teams have draws that could finish within like 6 points of each other.
And this isn't a Richmond West Coast draw at the G on a
No,
Sunday Arvo.
this
Means
is
it's
like
nothing.
4 teams that could be around that spot.
This is that 6 to 10 mark. And I mean, you look at Brisbane, who have won 3 games for the year. Same with the Crows. Their drawing is just, it's funny, really.
It's already going to be a good end to the year. I can tell. I can tell the last few rounds are going to be very, very funny.
To be honest with you, like, for the Crows' sake, like if they're relying on that last 3-game period to win like 2 games, one of those games is a showdown.
Sweet, sweet victory.
Oh, if we end their season in the prison bars as well, because we'll wear those that game.
Poetry.
Talk about the season is poetry. That might be my word for the episode.
It's kind of like Elmo on Sesame Street. The word is poetry.
Elmo says this isn't poetry. Anyway, we're going to move on from that because this week's Indigenous Around Jared, just to keep you updated on that. And we thought we'd do what we did last year and rank our top 5.
I'm happy to do that.
You just made the list!
Last year, GWS loved us because we gave them top notch. And I tell you what,
I don't want to spoil anything, but
they're dancing around the mark at the moment.
They might get a mention again this year.
They're not too far away, that's for sure. So do you want to run us through your top 5 first, and then I'll go?
Yes, I will do that. Okay, so my number 5 is the Adelaide one. They've done similar ones before, which is with the big crow down the middle, and I'm a big fan of that. I do love that again. I love the way their colours look on that one. My 4th one could be controversial. I don't actually know. The West Coast one. I really like the eagle head coming up like from the bottom. I kind of fuck with it like really. I loved West Coast one last year, and they usually make really good ones. And I was surprised and impressed by how they looked because I didn't think they could top last year's, and maybe they might have just by like this much. Maybe.
The fact with theirs is they posted it with the long sleeve.
Always double points when you post it with a long sleeve. You get double points every time. Whenever I see it, I'm like, yeah, Freo did it too, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, makes me feel a lot better. My 3rd one that I'm going with might be a little bit biased, but the Saints one. I love the Saints one a lot. They've done the same thing as they did last year with the red, yellow, black, except this time they've made it more candy stripe across, and they've done like the 4 stripes. And oh boy, so Gilda keep coming up with good looking jumpers, and it keeps looking at my bank account.
Yeah. Well, interesting. I like that though. Yeah, they're good.
Yes, no, that's a good one. 2nd one is the Giants. Giants. I say the Saints have like some of the best jumpers in the game. I think the Giants, with their proven track record of absolute banging jumpers, they just continue to bring them out. The charcoal ones, obviously the gather round ones, and now this one is like a mix of the charcoal one with the new Aboriginal design. I'm like, wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. My number 1 though is didn't think at the start of the year I didn't think I'd pick them, but the Fremantle away jumper, where it is the white background, it's got the purple and like the different like jagged lines up the top. Fremantle. I bought a Fremantle jumper last year or the year before, and it was the anchor one. I'm looking at my 2nd one because it looks nice.
I'll tell you what. Indigenous Guernsey's are the ones that I just fuck with. Like, I just want to buy.
Every time.
I like that list, though, and I very much agree with the Freo one. I actually haven't seen the white version of that.
Yeah, so it's basically just the normal, but I don't know what it is about like the white background with like it's sort of like maroon lines and stuff. It is, yeah.
I like that the home one of it is they have a sort of a throwback to a bit of the vintage, the green, with the anchor. So there's a bit of green on the right hand side. So I do like that, but pretty good top 5.
Well, specific with the away jumper. The Saints also have an away strip as well, but I think the home one's better. Well, for me anyway.
I really like the fact that teams have gone with the home and away because I know they're trying to do like the spread over the 2 rounds. So
Yeah.
having that, yeah, was versatile, which
Oh
means
yeah, a lot of teams started doing it unofficially last year by being like, yeah, he will do it over 2 weeks. Like, we did it one week and now we'll do it next week kind of thing. Like, it was kind of unofficial, but now it's sort of becoming more official, more like we're gonna wear it over 2 rounds. We're gonna make it a 2 round thing. Like, very cool.
before I get into my top five, would it be now? I think people talk about the fixture and everything, and we're still waiting for the second half of the year and all of that.
Somehow we're still waiting for the second half of the year.
Well, I bet you any money by the time this comes out as a
I
recording, they've
agree.
posted it
Yep.
because the AFL
Yep.
hate us.
Yep.
My idea and concept, and I've had this floating, and I just think because of the cultural aspect, we could almost turn Indigenous round into just 2 weeks of a festival of footy style,
Yes.
celebrating every team and all their academies and the cultures and the different lands and everything, and just have like a 2 week separation. You could do it right before a full bye for the AFL and just have 2 weeks of teams playing both home and away
Yep.
Guernseys, and just have like a festival of First Nations and Indigenous Guernseys and everything.
That would be sick. It's like you could sort of combine the idea into like the gather round style idea where you put
Yes.
everyone into that sort of bubble atmosphere, and it's like having everybody there and you get to just celebrate the culture of it all. Like, it becomes, rather than just like oh, come give the AFL money, it's kind of like, all right, learn more about, like Indigenous Australians history, try and learn more about the history of the game, history of Indigenous Australians in the game, like stuff like that. Like, you turn it into a cultural thing and it just benefits everybody. And like, these jumpers are consistently the best jumpers of the year. Like, consistently people are always like looking out for these jumpers and like wanting to buy them and all that kind of stuff. Like, why not make it a bigger thing than it already is? Where like Dreamtime game is obviously such a big thing already. You could turn all the games into something like that. It'd be, yeah, a great idea.
I like it. I think I've just come up with something amazing, and you've just cemented it as
Get us
something.
on the
So,
board.
well,
Get us on the board.
honestly, we would make AFL fun.
Talk about a clip for this week. We just loaded footy brand to everybody. How's the there's free content, AFL. Don't worry, you can add us later on. You're all
That's
good.
fine. Yeah, at the glass table, if anyone's wondering. I'll read out my top five. Look, I've hummed and hard, and I've just written five down, really, and I'm going to
Yep.
order them because I feel like I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at number five is Port. And that's probably a little bit of biasness, but I always prefer us having a black style home Guernsey compared to the white. Our white Indigenous Guernseys over the years have just proven to be pretty, and it's no insult to anything. It's just the look, pure look on the eyes, the eye test, as some say.
Yes.
Yeah, not great, but this one's very, very nice, very, very simple, and I'll probably end up buying it.
Always the way with these jumpers.
The fact that they put Byron Pickett as the creator of it.
Byron Pickett gets a little bit of a mention later on. Just as a little spoiler for everybody else. There's going to be a fair bit of Byron Pickett coming up in one of our topics later. So popular among the Port faithfulies.
I've just looked at the run sheet. I'm trying to figure out where. But anyway, we'll go to number four. I've got the Hawks. I love the fact they've gone their golden Guernsey, and it's the same thing, the away and a home thing, but they've gone the brown style for home, and then I love when they do like the yellow, the gold. It just shines everything so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like it. Number three comes in the Giants. I just in Dawn. Yeah, pretty much credit anything you said and copy and paste it onto my homework.
Understandable. Yep.
Giants are very, very nice when they do theirs. Number two. Now, I think it's what I mentioned before. It's linked with the long sleeve, but the Cats.
Interesting.
Geelong's Guernsey. Now, it's quite simple. I really like the long sleeve, and they've advertised not one but two, and that's probably why they get it really high up.
Yeah.
But I really, really like it. It's really, really simple, but it really just stands out to me. And they've combined the front and the back with having their stripe style for the Guernsey, but I think it's just the long sleeve that gets it home for me.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think the long sleeve bumps it up a little bit. Like just on like face value on the normal jumper, I'm like I don't love it, but I think the long sleeve just gives it a little bit of just a little bit of something, just a little bit of an edge to just keep it up a little bit. But the long sleeve bias might be in full force there.
Oh, it is, but I'm not shying away from
Yeah.
it. Anyone that advertises theirs with a long sleeve, and I guarantee that it's Sunday afternoon this week when Port play the Hawks, Aliir will be wearing a long sleeve Port Indigenous Guernsey, and I will probably try and steal him and take him home. Like it's simple as that. Number one.
Steal him and take him home.
Yeah, Aliir is gone.
Yeah.
I hate that I've done this, but I think as soon as it was announced, and they have become, I think, and I really like that they've endorsed themselves and taken the opinion of everyone to be the number one team with the most decorative designs of Guernseys for their season. Yeah, Adelaide's for me is I love the crow, and they've, like you said, they've done it before, but the added addition of the colours and like just the corner of the Guernsey, it looks like a bit of like a
I was
sunrise.
about to say the gradient in like that bottom
Yeah.
left bit is like special.
And I think they've outdone themselves. And it's just, I don't like that I've put them number one. It's probably the only thing I've put them ever for number one.
Yeah.
But Adelaide, full credit to you. And this is coming from a Port fan, and you can claim it all you like and clip it up, do whatever you want with it. But you've done a really, really good job. And if it wasn't for the fact that I really dislike anything to do with you lot, I probably would buy one. And if that was in a long sleeve, take my money.
Okay. Right. Here's my little thing. Okay, I have my little bet going on with Hawthorn right now. If in the final showdown of the year,
No.
Adelaide win
No.
the final showdown of the year, will you wear a Crows jumper to a Crows game next year, specifically that one?
If it's still available, I will wear that Guernsey to a Crows game next year if the Crows win the last showdown.
We are counting down to the last showdown, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah. And I can definitely hear the silence in the crowd at the moment.
Everyone's shocked and bewildered. The pair willing to wear an Adelaide jumper?
I'll become the Crow for a day. Look, it's just a
nice looking jumper.
Guernsey.
It's a nice looking jumper.
Actually, that does remind me, while I do have your attention, speaking of bets, and obviously you just mentioned it then, let's just get the goal tally up while I have you. Just want to see.
I don't think it's very high. I don't think Mitch Lewis played last week, and I don't think Chol did much, considering they beat us.
That's okay. That's all that matters. We'll just have a look at it. Where's Mitch Lewis? He's still on 3. My bad, Charles. So they're still on 12. Which means
only 63 to go, boys.
63 goals to be done in 14 rounds. Which you work it out, right?
It's like nearly 5 goals.
I think you're safe.
I think I'm pretty good. Considering
Mitch
Lewis isn't in the side right now, I think I'm okay. But we'll see how we go.
Yeah. So you fully knowing that you're gonna be safe with your bet, you've thrown me under the bus.
Just thought it'd be funny. Hey, you said you like it.
Yeah, but I like a lot of things. Doesn't mean I go out and buy them all the time.
Well, you are with this one.
Right. Well, you're in charge of clipping that up then. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
I was going to say, I feel like posting anything to do with this Adelaide, not even slander, the opposite of slander, whatever this Adelaide praise is, anywhere near a pair associated account is not good for business.
It's definitely all yours. No, you can take it all. Yeah, no, that's just because I said your team was, not playing very well. Like, you don't have to. Anyway, let's do number association.
Let's do it.
People loved
I was going to
this
say
last week.
Yeah, I was going to say we got some some love for the number association last week, so bit of fun.
We all use math every day.
All right, number association, Jared. This is where we just read out numbers and try and guess players to that number. I'll go
How good?
first.
Yes.
All right, my first number for you is number 5.
I mean, okay, I don't want to be boring because I was just going to go with Brad Crouch. Just bang. Brad Crouch. There it is. But that's boring shit. So I'm going to go with Chris Judd.
I
I don't even know if Chris Judd won number 5. Chris
Yeah, we
Judd
went for
definitely won
Carlton.
number 5. Yeah.
Carlton
yeah,
or West
so-
Coast? No, Carlton and then
No.
3 for West Coast. God, we look like more idiots if we got that wrong.
I was going to say, can I just make sure that Chris Judd won number 5? Yep, he did. We're fine. We're good. I think. Did he not? No, he didn't. We're good. I would have looked real stupid. Do you want me to do one, or are you going to do all 5?
Yeah, we'll go 1 for 1.
Okay. My first one for you is number 3.
I mean, I could go like sport style, but Mark Murphy.
Nice. It's a good pick.
Thank you. I really liked it too. My next one for you is 33.
33.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know any 33s.
Oh, you'll know a couple, I reckon.
33.
Looking at it, probably you won't. I've
I
got
was
a
going to
couple
say,
of real obscure ones though.
you know what? Just give me some obscure ones, because I don't think I've got any 33s in my brain right now.
No, you can think. You can do it. I'll give you a hint.
33.
There's a current active one, and he plays for Adelaide. Half backman. Long kick.
Adelaide have about 6 halfbacks that are all the same dude. We had this conversation like the other day. Remember when David Mackay retired? And everyone was like, holy shit, you're in the league?
It was a wingman.
No, but I'm just saying, Adelaide have those types of players where it's just like, oh, you're a dude, like you play.
What was his name? Chris Knights.
Yeah. See, like to
Right.
me, like that's
Graham
what like
Johncock.
yeah, no, okay. Graham Johncock's at least a little bit better than Chris Knights, but like and like the other two. But like
Scott
they
Stevens.
just have there we go. We're back. He's like Liam Shields when Liam Shields retired. I was like, oh, you still play? That is crazy. Like you were captain,
Chris
I'm pretty sure,
Laddams.
for a little while. There's just always a few of those players where it's like, oh, I forgot you're playing. Jimmy Webster would have been that if he didn't knock out Jai Simpkin.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really funny. Not really.
It made his career though. So how better?
I'll give you. So I got a couple here, and I would have read them too, but even without looking at this list. Ryan Houlihan,
Jesus.
which is my go-to Carlton obscure player.
Yeah, that's fair.
And one that's close to home, Brett Megahead Ebert.
That's a good one. Megahead. Brett Ebert was a fantastic Adelaide servant. I respect Brett Ebert.
He kicked 240 goals. Just a meat.
That's
You don't
impressive.
see those little meatballs anymore. Like the small forwards that were the lead-up targets. Like you just don't see them anymore.
The Leon Davises of the world. Let me see. What have we got? 33. Who am I missing?
The
Cyril
Crows player,
Rioli.
by the way, is Aaron Norton, Brodie Smith, Darryl
Oh my
White,
god.
Jeff Farmer,
Jeff Farmer. Gee, I'm bad.
Phil
Bad.
Matera.
Don't
We're
yell
all
at me.
learning.
Don't yell at me, Hawks fans. Don't yell at me, Hawks fans. I know I just had that argument about Lewis and Chol, but please don't yell at me for missing Cyril Rioli. Oh boy.
Anyway, I think you just move on before you get yourself more into trouble.
Yeah. My one for you is number 6.
6. Jesus Christ. Why you go with such low numbers?
I don't know.
Oh, Brad Johnson.
Go on. Yeah, Brad Johnson is the highest games played, number 6, going around. There's
Oh, well, if you
also
want to throw a couple out there as well, just for the Port Adelaide people, Angus Monfries was the
I was gonna
sixth.
say Angus Monfries. I'm pretty sure number 6. Yeah, he is the. This is crazy. Angus. Wait, no. Oh, he's there. He's there. He was the 8th. Like he's played the 8th most, or no, the 10th most games in the number 6 Guernsey of all time. Angus Monfries.
He was a star.
I did love Angus Monfries for no apparent reason, just because he was cool.
It was just a nice name to roll off the tongue as well. Angus
Yeah, Angus
Monfries.
Monfries. Yep.
Just a nice name to
I
read
had
on
the
the
same.
team list.
I had the same with
Um,
Brett Deledio. Angus Monfries and Brett Deledio are just good, just words that I like to just say, just like Angus
Brett Deledio.
Monfries, Brett
Monfries
Deledio.
was famous for obviously the only person ever to spin a footy at right angles.
Say the wrong one.
Got it right angles. Got it
He
right
went
angles.
right.
Ah, I might watch that later.
All-time goal. That I watched it the other day. It came up on my thing the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch it now."
It just shows up and it's there. Number 20.
Okay, I'll touch on it in a second. Just a second. Number 20 is Dougal Howard. But the one that I actually think of is David Armitage. Now, we probably shouldn't talk any more about it because my third one for you was number 20.
Oh my! I was straight going to Chad Wingard.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a few actually. Looking at it,
Just have a look. Simon Black.
Dean Cox.
We've spoken about Dan Cox a few times here. His name keeps coming up, up at the minute because people are talking about Todd Goldstein again and how they're like, is he the greatest ruck of all time? And I'm like, he played against, I didn't even know actually he played against Dean Cox, but he played right after Dean Cox at least. And like I don't think he was quite Dean Cox. So
No, Max Gorn for me. If you want to talk
yeah,
about greatest ruckman of all time,
Max Gorn's
far
close.
out. That might be the next topic of conversation. Oh
Greatest.
no!
Oh no, we've just coming up with
Wow!
ideas for
Look at
ourselves.
that. Who would have thought? A football podcast coming up with ideas to talk about football things.
Instead of just numbers.
That right there is the advertisement for this show.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the one for this one. A football podcast actually talking about football.
Yeah. Like, imagine
Yeah, I
that.
like it.
My next
like it.
one for you, and I hope it's not the same. Number 11.
No, it is not. But I cannot go past Lee Montagna in this situation because it's Joey. You know, he was the perfect example. But the funniest one to me that comes to my mind is only because in the last like couple of years, teams have started changing the width of their 11s. Like they've started changing how far away the 2-1s are. And the
Yeah.
funniest example of all of them is Dan McStay's 11, right?
Yeah.
Because it is so bad that it's almost one block. Like it's almost one white block. You can barely see the little thing in the middle. And I'm like, you've got it got to give a bit of separation, like just a little bit more, just a touch. Like it's so bad. And then the Saints one's too far apart. Oh, it's hilarious. It's so funny.
Tom Papley's is also similar to McStay's, I reckon.
Yeah, a bit too close. Just a little bit too close.
Jeremy Finlayson's is probably,
Finlayson's might be right.
I think it's all right, but it's too far, few and far between for seeing it. That's all.
Yeah. That's fair.
Speaking, just throwing back to the Crows thing about random players, Michael Dowdy's on this list.
There's Lee Montagna. Joel Bowden. The fact that Joel Bowden played the same amount of games as Lee Montagna is very funny to me.
Joel
Yeah,
Bowden
some big ones.
single-handedly bringing in the rush behind rule.
That was him. That was
There's
literally
certain
him.
players that bring in rules for this game. You know,
Mhm.
we've spoken about that, the chicken win thing, which Chris Judd brought in. Now that's a rule.
Yep.
Joel Bowden, obviously, with the rush behind. Matthew Primus brought in the ruck rule to make that circle in the middle of the ruck
Mhm.
now. Jack Ginnivan's taken away high tackle free kicks. Like these certain players
Joel
that have.
Selwood brought them back in.
Yeah,
Josh
we
Selwood
need to
made them a
find.
thing, and Jack Ginnivan's taken them away.
Yeah, it's like it's very weird that Jack Ginnivan is the cure to Joel Selwood.
It just they don't seem like they should be in the same thing. That's actually funny. Like this is actually a decent topic that we can probably talk about next time. But like situations that have brought in rules. The first one that came to my mind, I should be saving it realistically, but the Gary Rowan the knee slide one because like his legs broke, like that brought in the whole below the knee thing. So I'm like, damn, that's actually crazy. Anyway, we can talk about that next time because we're using all our
So,
good ideas in one episode.
so best rucks,
hmm
rule changes
Rule change by player.
by player. Next episode is going to be packed.
It's building out, filling out
I
already.
love it.
How about it?
My final number. Oh no, wait, you've got a number
Skip
next.
my one. I was going to say you skip mine. My one for
Sorry,
you. My one for you is 35.
Chad Corns.
I was going to say if you didn't say Chad Cords, I would have been very surprised.
Simon Prestigiacomo.
Yep.
And see, 35 for me. I don't want to insult too much because the late great John McCarthy wore that number,
Yes.
and for Port fans, that just that that resonates really, really well. But there is some obscure 35s out there. I'm about to scroll
There's
down
been
to
like
that number
35
now.
is a rare.
Chapman.
35 is a rare. Yeah,
Robert
35 is a rare
Harvey.
big hit. Robert Harvey, Paul Chapman, Peter Dacos as a top three for number 35 is very impressive. There's also Michael Riscatelli, Ed Kerno.
Steve Smith played in the 80s. Interesting. Now he's batting for Australia.
How about it?
Dick Taylor. Don't think I will. But anyway, well, I knew I'd get you. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Feel good?
Yep. Oh man.
Catch you off guard, did I?
Yep. It's the last one.
So did Taylor. No, we move on. Yeah. Anyway, we just continue on, eh? Do you want to read some? What was that question of this week, Jared?
Do we have one more number each, or are we only doing 4?
I don't know. The Dick Taylor thing sort of threw me off. So I think we do have another number. I have one for you.
I have one for you as well. That's what I was saying. I was ready for the last one.
Oh, okay. Well, then we continue on for seconds.
Just say the number.
Excuse me? 27.
27.
Mm.
27.
Mm.
I can get this.
I don't think you will. Although you should. There's one from the Saints that really stands out.
27.
Mm. Couple
I'm
actually.
trying to, I can't even think of any 27s that I could even
Multiple,
have in my
actually.
brain. Someone used to who wore 27? I think Jack Darling was 27. I don't know why the fuck
Yeah.
that's in my brain. Yeah.
No, that's correct. He's played 286 games. That's a bit interesting.
Jesus. Saints 27. Jason Blake wore 27.
Thank you.
Yes, Jason Blake did wear 27. He's a very funny man. But that's a tough one, 27.
Alapado Carla.
Oh, nice. Let me try and find it.
Tom Lynch, Josh Bruce,
Brenton Sanderson, Tom
Simon
Lynch, Josh
Madden,
Bruce. Yeah, some that.
Glenn Jakovic, Brenton Sanderson. The only reason I know Brenton Sanderson wore 27, other than the fact it says it right here, was in the qualifying final in 04. Byron Pickett laid him out, and all you could see was the 27 spinning around like that. I think Byron Pickett's certainly a
Imagine
thing.
if the Shooting Stars meme could have been a thing back then. Brenton Sanderson just
would have broken the internet. What internet there ever was then? Brendan Sanderson going, yeah, that.
Just,
And the sequel is just Rhett Biglands.
yeah.
Jesus.
Getting niche. But yes, Byron Pickett is getting quite a few mentions on this episode. Yeah.
Rhett Biglands is another niche Crows player.
That's what this episode's all about, niche Crows players. Usually it's always like niche St Kilda players, but niche Crows players I'm happy to
Definitely not
happy to roll.
titling that, because if I put this on the pair and it says niche Crows players, people are like, oh.
No one will watch it. Nobody will watch it.
No, they won't. Good riddance. Anyway, I think you have a number.
Yes, I do have a number. My final number for you is number 8. Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
Sean
dun,
Burgoyne.
dun, 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 dun.
Sean Burgoyne.
I was doing the Family Feud waiting music. But yes, Sean Burgoyne is very good. We had a very famous number 8 just hit a milestone as of the other day. Is Callan Ward. Just
300.
just hit 300, which is very, very cool. So
Jack
that's
Rewalt.
yes, Jack Rewalt is a big one. Max Hutchinson.
Oh,
guy.
Warren Treadray's bitch.
Don't disrespect Max Hutchinson. Lance
You know what?
Whitnell. Wow,
When
these
I-
names are.
When I interviewed Warren Treadray, he said that Max Hutchinson was good, but he just couldn't run. That's why he
That
dominated.
checks out. That checks out, to be fair. Talking about niche Crows players. Nathan Bassett.
He's not niche.
No, but like just talking about Crows players that, like you said, Graham Johncock before. Nathan Bassett.
Yeah, it's a name.
Yeah,
It's a real just. I thought Bassett played more games than that.
it's a real 2006 Crows player.
Maybe he
What
is
that is.
niche. Do you remember he took 21 marks in a game? And it was the record at the time.
Yes, I did actually. Because I remember when it got broken, I was like, Nathan Bassett.
Pretty sure it was against Essendon.
I will tell you.
I reckon it was a Friday
Took
night.
22 marks in a game. It was against Collingwood on a Saturday night at
Was that Amy?
Football Park. Yes.
So I got the time right.
You got the time right. They were
Right.
playing a Victorian team right. Close game. Very close game.
Crows won.
Crows won by 4.
Yeah, it was 2006.
He had 31 touches and 21 marks, 2006. 22 marks, my bad. And he had 10 1% at the same time. Rhett Biglands was playing.
There was a player called Jericho, I reckon, playing in that game for the Crows.
One moment. Brief intermission. Don't think it was a Jericho.
There used to be
What's his first name,
Jericho on the
Jericho?
list. I know his last name, and I always used to call him Chris.
Yeah, it's always the way.
Yeah.
It'd be rude not to.
Are you sure there's no more numbers?
I think that's all the numbers now. I think
Gone
after the Dick
a lot longer
Taylor,
than I wanted to.
after the Dick Taylor things, I think we've managed to wheel it back in.
Dick Taylor was a good player. There's also a Dick Clay for number 8, but I don't think Clay would be. No. Anyway, so we should go to the question, I think. And
I think we should too.
I think we'll jump right into it. The theme, obviously,
Yes.
this week is that it is Indigenous round. So Doug
Mhm.
Nichols round, as they call it. And we thought, Jared, what did we think we should do?
Well, we thought we should ask the people who their favourite Indigenous Australian to have ever played the game was. Not thinking we were getting as many responses as we did. We got lots. A lot of repeating ones, but lots.
Who would your favourite Indigenous player of all time be?
I mean, I think I put it in the tweet mainly, but I think he's the best of all time. I think it's Lance Franklin. Just like when I was like young, like watching, like I can just imagine like watching TV and stuff like that. Lance Franklin, peak of his powers, like he was like such a formative person in my like footballing life. Where like it's like that feeling of like when people that grew up watching like Gary Blett Senior, and like they're committed to the fact he's the best player of all time. Like I watch Lance Franklin, I'm like I'm committed to the fact I'm never going to see a forward like him ever again in my life. It's like I am fully committed to that fact, and it was because of what he could do. I think Lance Franklin is mine. I would say
Just captivating is what he
Mhm.
was. And it's nice now that we can sit here after his career, because all of this praise came through his career, but to sit here afterwards and we can actually sit back and see everything that he's done. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anyone that tops it in terms of the way he captivated audiences, crowds, and especially get the respect from other teams, not just his own that he played for. And I think another one that sort of ticks that box, and it's my personal favorite, is Sean Burgoyne.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like silk. If you wanted someone to hit a 45 at 45 in 45, Sean Burgoyne. Like he was like he was just so pinpoint, and I've never seen a player read clearances and tap work from a ruckman like Sean Burgoyne.
Yeah.
You needed someone. It's like they do it now with Scott Pendlebury. Like if you wanted someone to go inside, like the contest or into the middle for 5 minutes and have an impact, Sean Burgoyne.
Yeah.
Oh, we were blessed. Anyway,
Blessed for so many years, and like there's a lot of responses here, like from Hawthorn supporters and things like that have like said like Buddy or it's Silk, and then like Port, even like this Port Fancy, Silk. Like he's one of those players that, like you said, transcends sort of so many different teams and stuff like that. Where you can just look at it and be like, yeah, he was a freak.
yeah, there's a couple others as well. Andrew McLeod was very good. I've got a couple here for him.
Mhm.
Michael O'Loughlin.
Yes.
Going back even further, like the Cracker brothers,
And
which
then
was
like
before our time.
we were obviously saying it just before, but Byron Piggott gets a lot of mentions here. Eddie Betts gets plenty of mentions. Eddie Betts is very similar to in that one where he's loved by so many players, like so many teams around the league. Adam Goods gets a lot of mentions, obviously Brownlow medalist. Like there has been a ridiculous amount that we've been blessed with over all the years of football, basically.
There's one here that I've just seen that hasn't been mentioned much at all, and I thought he'd get more of a mention. It's Gavin Wanganeen.
Yes, 100%.
Like they used to call him Rubber Man.
Yeah,
He could just bend certain ways and
do whatever he wanted. Yeah.
like there's a lot of people, a lot of
I
comments.
one that
lot
I
of-
love, and there's a couple of them. Anthony McDonald Woody, just
Yeah.
for the fact that he's the epitome of a cult icon in that like he like obviously he did very special things. He didn't have all the accolades to make up like for who he was, but like and if you're like in 10 years time, if you're sort of getting into the sport and you're like you look at just this guy, you're like, oh, he didn't do that much. Like he kicked a few goals over, but like didn't do that much. You had to watch him. You can't look at his stats now and be like, oh, like that, he looked okay, whatever. You have to have been able to watch him and be like, Anthony McDonald Woody was like on his day, he'd get the ball and like you'd hear the crowd rise. Like it was just like everyone was so excited to see what he was going to do next, and I'm like, that's a cool thing to do.
It's just interesting as well. Like you talk about that, like the people rising in the crowd. Like we've seen, like we had the Eddie Betts, we had Buddy Franklin, Adam Goods, and so forth. I don't think, as of right now, we have anyone that is as captivating on a list yet.
No.
And some will be cult heroes, but some don't have that impact as yet. And I don't know if it's just the fact that we're in a world now where so much media is consumed, we can get to that level for a player, unless your name's Nick Dacos or Harley Reid. I can't wait for the next one to come out and showcase some skill. There's players with potential, players that can turn it on any day, but yeah, we haven't got to that yet. So reading this and just we both grew up in an era where we had those players just would have 5 touches, kick 2 goals, but they were the best 5 touches and best 2 goals of the game.
Yeah,
like that's what we're talking about. That impact.
I think there's maybe 2 players in the league right now that like have even like slightly that kind of power. And it's not like a captivating what they were doing. It's kind of like the atmosphere and the vibe of it. There's probably 2. Dusty still gets it. When Dustin Martin gets near the ball or around the ball, people still are like, oh, what's he going to do? Like you can hear like a bit of the atmosphere get up. And the other one is Charlie Curnow. Every time the ball is on its way in towards him, you can literally hear the crowd all at once, like Charlie, like like everybody just is so excited to see what he's going to do. and like you could kind of feel like you feel the energy change a little bit when like Charlie Kerno gets near it or like Dusty gets near it. That's probably the only two. But like in terms of actually getting the ball and captivating like the the crowd with it, we haven't got that right now.
I think just for other players with that sort of potential, like I throw out Bobby Hill as a name. I
Yep.
think if like we saw it last week with Port, I think Willie Rioli still has that. He even had that at West Coast. There's a couple of others that are out there I think have that potential, but we haven't seen it in a way that players on this list have been able to do or have done it. But I'm keen. Like it's not a negative thing. It's just all right, who's going to be the next? Who's going to be the next Eddie Betts? Who's going to be the next Buddy Franklin? Like Charlie Kerno's getting there, but they'll never really get to that. They're going to get to their own level, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, there's got to be another. There's like hero status and then there's cult hero status, and you need to get to that cult hero status for anything.
Well, if those players ever want to pick out whether they want a ring or a medal, though, I think that's going to be decided. This is like we're going to jump to this question because I think it's stupid. I hate this topic. Like I don't understand why we have to be like others. I really just be your fucking self. And that just doesn't apply to football. That applies to everything. So if you're listening, Uncle Anthony has a tip for you. Be yourself. So the question that came out during the week, and I saw this and I was like, Jared, we need to talk about this because one, you're in America currently. So it's very relevant. And two, I'm pissed off. Championship ring or premiership ring or a premiership medal. We put it to a poll. And the poll was close.
Not quite.
And by close, I mean close to almost 100% for people saying not a chance in hell. We had about 60 people vote, which is a fair chunk of people to suggest that they don't want a premiership ring to be presented. Now, the comment I have here from Americans watching the footy, being actually good supporters of ours, they said, let the teams do it themselves, but keep the medal ceremony for 23 on the day. I like that because, one, you're still celebrating the people that won the premiership on the day, but it's a team collective, blah, blah, blah. Championship ring, if you want to give it to them at the presentation like they do at the club, and everyone gets like a ring, fair play. But I think stuff the ring. I just want my premiership medal.
That's fair. I am very much in the ball camp of Americans watching the footy in that premiership medal is premiership medal. That is say the same. You get your medal on the day. You play, you get that medal. You step foot on the field, you get that medal. I'm happy with that. That's fine. Obviously, there's situations that are bad like that, but that is what the ring sort of thing helps fix, is that it's up to the club. And I think on top of that, depending on the club, you might not want to make it a ring. If it's a different club and they want to just give you like a different thing for winning a premiership, it doesn't have to be a premiership ring. It can be, I don't fucking know. You can make your own medals, like make different medals. You could give them like plaques, like different things like that. So it's also very personalized to the team itself. And then you can still celebrate the people that you want to celebrate and give them to people like that, like you can give them not just to players, you can give them to your staff and stuff like that, so they've got it as like a thing knowing that they were there.
Just imagine if they did it by club, like special things for each club. Like Adelaide, you get a walking stick. Brisbane, you get a lion tamer. Carlton, you just get a blue piece of paper that says blue on it because it's blues. Pies, you get a pet magpie.
Pet magpie? I hate that. Sounds awful.
Or Adelaide, you get electricity company. Sometimes it will go out.
Electrocuted. I was just going to say you get electrocuted. You just walk into the club and they're just like...
Congratulations, you won a premiership. Here's the chair. Want to feel like what it's like to win a premiership? Sit here. That's just blown out of a proportion. But I understand. Like I think teams and clubs should be able to make it personalised within themselves. But I think the annual presentation of it all it's tradition. Like 23 players on the day, the coach. I understand that players that all played throughout the year should be recognised for that, and they will internally.
100%. Yeah.
Because I still feel like if you're the best 23 on the day to win a premiership, you're the best 23 players in the game. You're the best 23 players to step onto that field, and if you do the job, you're the 23 that did the job on the day.
Yep.
Premiership is a journey, but at the end of the day, it's one game of 2 hours.
It's one game of 23 versus 23, and that's how it is.
Anything else to add on that?
Yeah, I understand. I think people don't like. I think when people saw this originally, like they immediately they're going to replace the medals with rings. I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's just an extra thing they could do for the full club and stuff like that. I don't think they would think about changing the medal over to a ring anytime soon.
Imagine if they did. They just stepped out and they were just like,
They were just like, here it is. Tradition. This is what it is. Yeah.
This is the thing with one final thing I'll say on it. This is the thing with AFL and fans and everything. And I'll include myself in this because I'm a massive traditionalist, but it is tradition.
Yeah.
The whole AFL is tradition. Like we based on some stuff that's happened 100 years ago. We don't want it to change. And personally, I don't think it should because there's nothing wrong with it. I just hate the fact that people want us to be something that we're not. Like we're not the NFL. We're not, other leagues around the world. We're our own league, and we do medals. We play 23 games a year. We have finals. We have buys in wrong spots. That's just our own faults.
It's our little fun.
This is our thing. You watch if you watch international people watch our game, and they love it because
I have.
It's unique. Like, you're prime example. Like it's unique, man. Like that's okay. I look forward to the day that we wear helmets and first down and second down comes in and the 6-6-6 rule becomes offense and defense, and somehow there's a net in the middle of the ground because we're playing tennis as well.
You're starting to sound like those old football heads that are like, "Oh, back in my day, footy wasn't so soft."
I'm 27, Jared.
Get away with it.
I enjoy a cup of tea on a Tuesday afternoon and like to sit there and watch 4 quarters of football, You can put me in any bracket you like. I enjoy the simple things.
Enjoy the simple things of 4 quarters of football.
Because you know what, Jared? Our fucking league is fantastic. It shouldn't have to change for anyone else's opinion because our league is fucking sexy.
When you're watching this back, when you're editing, you can see the moment that my head goes, "Here it comes," and I'm like, I wonder what he's gonna pull through.
Yeah, I've been building that for the last 5 minutes, to be honest.
Trying to figure out that whole last speech was just you trying to figure out how to segue your way into.
Yeah, well, I was going to do it after Dick Taylor, but I thought that would probably take away from what this segment is actually about. Yeah, I had to pick my moment, and I'm glad I got it. Anyway, it's time for Stupid Sexy.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Jared, Stupid Sexy time. This is where they'll name our Stupid Sexy of the week. It's obviously not AFL players anymore because we've gone worldwide, and it's the last time we'll be doing it from Vegas.
Sure, will be, which is sad times. Sad times
but
and happy
also,
times.
we won't change the fact that it's still going to be worldwide because we're going to run out of players.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, there's not that many players in the AFL.
No. I don't know what will finish first, Stupid Sexy or players. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Whoa. Stupid Sexy! There was a clip sometime last year where I think I say something along the lines of Luke Jackson can finish me off. And I think we've just found the sequel.
It was not intended to sound like that. I meant as in like there would be, Yeah.
No, I know.
I need a new shovel. This one's broken.
Right.
Anyway, do you want to just kick it off? Because
yeah, I will. Those that watch sports internationally or in the US, I suppose, would know that it is NBA playoffs. I've been working a lot on it. It's kind of frying my brain a little bit, but I've been working in the NBA playoffs. And the team that just got knocked out very recently is the Philadelphia 76ers. And they have a very he is the only player that I've ever seen where no matter what social media platform it is, no one will ever be talking about his game. All they are talking about is his looks. Kelly Oubre Jr., if you haven't seen him beforehand, you can look him up now. Kelly Oubre Jr. plays for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he is, fair to say, a very good looking man. And I'm hoping that we have some NBA watchers in that can clarify this with me. But Kelly Oubre Jr. is a very attractive man.
Good God. Those eyes.
So when you look up Kelly Oubre Jr. anywhere, it's always like his dazzling eyes.
Holy shit, I'm lost. Wow.
Good one. Yeah.
Yep. Respectable that.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to keep my comments to a minimum because, yeah,
We've already made plenty.
I need to learn to shut up, you know?
What's your one?
I don't even know if I want to do one anymore. Well, just like I say every single week, and apparently it's the way I go, is I'm going to stick with the men. So, this one is no, come on, we can get into this. All right, I'm ready. All right, so what I've picked is it's a combination of factors for my stupid sexy. And I talk about, I talk about voices can be sexy. I talk about obviously people can be sexy, I look at you every day. And then I talk about take it as a compliment, prick. But I also talk about moments that can be sexy. And I think this one is a combination of all factors. Last week in Miami, there was a Formula One race, and he had his first win in Formula One, and he's had 110 races. And obviously, I've done quite a lot of Formula One on this, but I think it deserves its own moment because watching it, the happiness and joy is also a stupid sexy factor. And Lando Norris becomes part of that for a combination of everything: himself, the happiness, the joy, the win. The different winner of a Formula One race is always nice because it's the same person lately. But
it's always the same person every time.
It's just Max. Yeah. But yeah, seeing Lando Norris on the top step is my stupid sexy moment, stupid sexy person, and just stupid sexy for the week because I've had enough of this segment.
I was gonna say, like, good thing you picked the moment. Good thing you picked an actual attractive driver. If it was just like some random driver and you just picked him just for the moment, I would have been like, but at least he's good looking, so it's fine. You've done well.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, no further comment from me.
You don't want to get a lawsuit.
The problem with going worldwide is you open up so many doors.
Legal doors.
Yeah, it's like the multiverse of madness type of thing. A lot of people can come back in, and you don't really want that.
Yeah.
So
not now.
That's episode 46 version of Stupid Sexy. And what I'm going to do now is, and we're done because I've had enough. No more for me. I'm going to let you sign it off. Yeah, no, yeah, just not happy at the moment now. You have certain moments and stuff, and yeah.
It was very funny though.
Was it?
We'll both have one now.
Yeah, but yours was so long ago.
Trust me, it lives there for about a week and then it goes away.
Yeah, that's because I kept reminding you of that moment.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna even do that, so it's not even gonna be there for like a week.
Yeah, I think you will.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I look forward to that. I can't wait. Really thrilling stuff. Anyway,
Oh
that's
my god.
46 done and dusted, or finished, as some say. Do you want to sign it off?
I'm so ready to.
Ah, fuck it. It's my channel. It's our show.
What we should do is remember, like, this is like the old like YouTube thing. It was like the good, and they'd like like they'd be like, "See you next time."
Do you want to do that, do you?
The issue that we have though is that the Zoom always has the delay, so this isn't going to work as well as we'd hoped.
Do you just want to like hold it there for 10 seconds? Or do you want to go in slowly? So we just like
So we're just like really like
coming in. It's like a slow
slow
high
burn.
five.
Yeah.
It's
Hope
just,
you guys enjoy.
yeah.
Follow
And
us
make sure you
on
subscribe.
socials.
Everything. Okay.
Congratulations to Pear for the views.
Thank you.
Ah!
All right. Bye now.